Hello. Hi, beautiful people. I got this moonlight glow happening. It's fake moonlight glow. Hello, Queen. How art thou? Yay, everybody. See, already doing some self-care with the water. Aren't y'all proud of me? I'm drinking my water, but I got the cucumbers. I got the cucumbers. Thank you. Was trying to do the glow. I did my little stuff today. Hey, everybody. Everybody. You see the drawings that my son did? This is the best. The best place to be, though. So, hey, queens. Yeah. We in the building. Eight. So people are moving outside. Hopefully they not hopefully they cool people and not, you know, not a little low-key ghetto. And we should be fantastic. Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all hear the slamming of the whatever that's called? Well, my name is Nefertiti. I was named after a queen, you know. Wait, hold up. I think Risha's here. Let me see if I can. Oh, shoot. Do y'all see the question thing? Because I see it, but I don't know. It says questions from your viewers will show up here. And they playing music now? Of course. All day it was silent. And now it's like, para. Wait, hold on. Okay. No? Nobody sees the questions. Boo. I bet you Renee sees it. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay. No question box? Yeah, I think I should like start over just to get the question box, or just keep it in the comments as we were doing. What y'all think? Since it's, you know, since it's early. What y'all think, y'all? Nope. Dang, even Renee doesn't see it. Okay. This is not right. This is not right. So, okay. Everybody, I love y'all. I'm going to do this one more time so that we get the questions. Oh, man. Okay. Should we just run out the questions? You hear all this, right? Okay, wait. Carisha's ready. Carisha's ready. We're just going to do it. I'm sorry. Just type in the comments. I'm going to have my eagle eyes on the comment box, though, so that I don't miss the questions. Let's start this thing. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot. Y'all hot? I'm hot. Okay, keep going. I was feeling that, so we're gonna say bye. Hey! How are you?
Good. Can you hear me? I know that it's like shaking a little bit.
No, I hear you. Can you guys hear and see us well? Are we lagging? Are we cool? I look like I live in like the trap house.
Oh, right?
Yay! Everybody's good? Okay, cool. I guess everybody is fantastic. I was about to say
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. Yay! Fantastic. So, if you have any friends that you want to invite to this live, now's the time to go send them a little invite. Be like, hey, come on over here. We're about to have a good conversation. And we're about to get started. I look like
now is my voice
is it a horror
shaky at
movie?
all now?
No, you're good. We found it. We found the spot. Oh, somebody said that. Can you hear me?
So on your end, I'm pretty clear.
Okay, it's loading on my end. I don't know if it's loading on everybody's end. I see
it's loading on my end a little bit.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh no. Okay, I think we're good. We're good. We're good. No, don't cry. Don't cry. We're good. We're fantastic.
She said, don't cry. Don't cry. Oh my goodness. Okay. It seems like it's working now.
Yes, I think it's working. Okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just do the comments. I'm sorry, y'all, and I'll just be reading the
Yeah, it's
comments.
fine.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
got
can just do
it.
the comments. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So today's topic is self-care. I think it's Saturday, right? It's gonna be self-care Saturday, but it's self-care. Self-care can happen every day. It doesn't have to be on a Saturday, Friday, any day of the week, whenever you need it, any moment, right? And
Now I can't hear you.
you can't hear me. Oh no.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
so
think we
weird.
should
It
just
goes,
go with it.
yeah, it goes in and out, but here you are now
Like
and we
double up.
good.
We're good. We're fantastic. All right. So let's just jump in. We're going to be talking about self-care and the importance of self-care, especially as artists, just people in general. Self-care is so important. If you don't take care of yourself first, it's going to be hard for you to even pour into others or to do your work. Yes, selfish acts, but not in the sense of a negative connotation, more so in the sense that you have to take care of self first, and that's totally fine. You got to do some selfish things for yourself every now and again. Yes, exactly. You love you. Good job, Malachi. I'm glad you love yourself. We should all love
Malachi,
ourselves.
Malachi talking about I love me.
He's so silly. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, that's
So
what's up. Can you hear me? I don't want to cut you off. I feel like I keep cutting you off.
no, I hear you. You're good. Go ahead. I feel like I've been
Oh,
talking.
okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, so basically we're going to get into just ways that you can honestly and authentically live through your true self and not allowing whatever occupation that you have, whether you're an artist, whether you're in business, whatever you do, just honestly and authentically knowing when to say no and being okay with that. I remember, Neff, you were saying recently, we did a little brief conversation about it, like when you say no, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to do it when you say no to the things that you're involved in. You have to do it from a place of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking
Yeah.
about, oh, if I say no, how would they think of me? How would they look at me? Who am I
Right.
letting down? And all these other things. You have to say no for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Because, I feel like so often, I mean, I know women, we all go through it, and it's like more so geared towards women in terms of being able to say no. But then there are some women who have no problem saying no. But usually, as like, whether
Mhm.
you're a mom, I'm
Mhm.
a mom, or in a relationship or whatever the case may be, I feel like a lot of the times, us women, we're always thinking of others. And so we have to more so be reminded to remember about self so that we're good, so that
Mhm.
we can keep on maintaining for those that we love, our loved ones. How do you
Yeah, yeah,
honor
yeah.
yourself here? Should we jump into that question real quick?
Yeah, we can jump into how
Yes,
you
Mom.
honor yourself through self-care. You want to start it now?
Sure.
Okay.
So thank you for the question, Renee. How do you honor yourself through self-care was the question. For me, it's about just being aware of what I need. Oh, a bird looked like it almost flew through the window. About being aware of my needs in terms of like, do I need more sleep? Do I need to meditate? Just being really in tune with my body so that I know when I'm off. And if I'm off, why I'm off. What areas am I lacking? And then honoring myself by giving myself that which I lack, that which I need. So allowing myself to have more sleep and not beating myself up for needing more sleep. It's okay to be tired sometimes. Your body needs rest. You know what I mean? It's okay for your body to get that rest that it needs. Especially as artists, I feel like sometimes we have such a go, go, go mentality, and that we have to be productive. And if we're not always doing something, it's a negative thing. But we also need to rest. I treat my body, which is my instrument, in seasons. You know what I mean? Like even in Earth, there is spring, summer, winter, fall. There's seasons. There's a flow to things. You know what I mean? So I allow myself to give myself that downtime so that I can flow better as well. So that's kind of how I honor myself with self-care by checking in, staying in tune, and giving myself what I need. And also being
Right.
kind to myself. Don't beat
Mm-hmm.
yourself up for not
Yes.
having it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What about
Yes.
you?
And then
How do
not
you
only
honor
that,
yourself?
yes, always honor yourself and going into it with a positive attitude. And coming from a self-care perspective, it's not always about pampering yourself as well. Sometimes it's difficult. And when I say difficult, it's sometimes you go into obstacles where you are in put in a situation where you might respond to a particular situation in a negative way and not understand why you're responding to that situation in a negative way. Did you hear
Exactly.
me when I said that, Nev? Yeah. Okay. So it's not always about just taking bubble baths and getting rest and everything. That's part of it, but it's also about figuring out what triggers you. Why are you triggered? Why do you talk to people a certain way? What makes you upset? What makes you happy? All of those things, and really getting down to the core, not just making up like a bland, like, oh, I'm just like that. I just get angry just because, oh, when someone
Right.
does that, it just makes me angry, and just
Right.
sitting in that. No, figure out why are you getting angry like that, because you're going to continue to go
Mm-hmm.
through those moments and those steps where you have to you have to either conceal yourself from being angry in that environment or in that moment, or you're
Yeah.
going to be angry and you're going to put on this image of yourself that you probably won't like to see people or have yourself seen in that particular light. So it's not
Right.
always about yes, Shakia, self-reflection. That's exactly what it is. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and asking yourself about not only the positive things about you, but also the things that might come off a little negative as well.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I get discouraged during these moments? Why does this bother me when him or when she or he says this? And
Right.
honoring those things.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Yes. You're giving all the blessings and the wisdom and everything like that. Okay. Another question real quick. From Aria, how important is time management to self-care? And what have you done? Like, what are your strategies? Time management is so important for
Gracious.
self-care because it's about making time for yourself and again respecting yourself enough to say that I'm going to set aside time for myself, that I am worth setting aside time for myself to do whatever it is that I need to do. It takes discipline sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to set aside time for yourself because you already have so much planned for the rest of your day that you often might have to set aside time earlier than you would have liked to, before you start your day and make that your time for yourself. But I think what helps set the time is the intention that it's for me. I'm honoring myself, you know, and I am worth it. I am worthy of my own time, of my own attention, of my own check-in and self-reflection. And when you think about it like that, that helps you to really prioritize yourself, you know? Do you want to
Can you hear
also
me
touch
now?
on that too? I saw
I feel
another
like
question.
I'm going in and out.
Yeah, I can hear you. You did go out for a second, but I
Wasn't
can hear
even
you now.
me, but
You can't hear
that's
me?
so crazy. You can hear me, but I can barely hear you. Yeah, but you can continue.
Oh man. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, that's weird. What
Okay.
did you do?
Nothing. I did look through the question box for a second to pin a question. So I don't know. But do you have any tips on time management for self care? You hear me?
I didn't hear you.
I said, do you have any tips for time management on self care? Hey.
How important is time management to self-care, and what are the go-to strategies for time management? Can you hear me when I said that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. For me personally, time management, a planner, writing down literally everything, literally from morning until night, and really writing down exactly what needs to be done, what's important, making time to take a breather. I know I used to work at Cedar Point, and I kid you not, I used to work from 6 a.m. into 1 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I did not know what it meant to take care of myself. I just wanted to get some money. I just wanted to build money for the summer. That's all that I wanted at that moment. And until this day, I've learned from that. I would never do anything like that again, unless it stems from me wanting to do it personally, not because I need some money or not because someone else says that I have to work these long hours, but because I'm comfortable with that.
Oh my gosh, yes. And especially also just to piggyback off of that, when you overwork yourself, like it breaks your body down. You know what I mean? You can get sick quickly because your immune system isn't on point without that good night's sleep consistently. You just could be groggy, you could be agitated, you could be all those things that make you not at your best. So, making time for yourself is so that you can be at your best for yourself and for others. Okay. There was another question that I pinned. How do you deal with negative issues regarding body image? That is a good one. That's a good one. Do you want to start with that one, or do you want me to start?
I can't hear you.
Oh, no. I can hear you.
So weird. That is so weird. That's bothering me. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It's crazy. Okay, so I'll start real quick. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I can hear you like every now and then.
Okay, so you go.
It's so weird. It's very weird.
You go. You answer the question, the pin question about how do you deal with negative issues. Yeah, it is
negative
weird,
issues.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, how do you deal with negative issues regarding body image? It's being comfortable. Well, first of all, when you go into a situation where you feel like you have to question the way you look about in a certain particular situation, that means that you probably need to do more work on accepting yourself first before even having to question yourself if there's anything negative about your body. So when you say how to deal with negative issues regarding your body, negative and body image should never be in the same sentence, because there's nothing about your body that is negative. What people say about you can be something that you probably won't accept. That's them deciding that that's how they feel. But as long as you are comfortable in how you look and how you represent yourself, then what people on the outside thinks of you is not going to be of question. So whenever, and there's nothing wrong with having these questions like this, but when you have little questions like, how can I change this about myself? What about this about me? And all this because of how the outside is looking at you. That means that maybe you should do some more self-reflecting and accepting you first. And that's where like a lot of people go wrong at. They want to get so invested in someone else's dream and image, and it knocks them off their own purpose. Don't go into a situation or a job because you think that it's going to fit their image. What about your image? How do you want to represent yourself? What makes you comfortable? Because not only does that benefit you as a person, but that's going to get you Beyonce. The way beyond the level that Beyonce is in, it's because no one can tell Beyonce that what she does or whatever is wrong or whatever the case may be. She goes hard because it stems from her. It doesn't stem from the outside world. We barely know anything about Beyonce for that particular reason. So, yeah.
Yes, you said a whole word. You said a whole word just now. I love it. But it's so true. And I see Malachi wrote, it took me a while to accept my flaws. And, I appreciate you for sharing that, because sometimes we don't think about guys even going through that as well. And it's true for both men and women, especially with society. Just we are in such a advertising commercial society world that everything's always thrown at us. It's just more so and more so figuring out how they can come out with ads for this, that, and the third. So I truly appreciate the advertisements that are more honing into real people and real looking bodies and things like that. Because for a while we were being subliminally brainwashed to think that this is what's beautiful. And it takes time sometimes to come into your confidence and come into yourself and accept yourself for who you are, and all that you are and all that you are becoming. You know what I mean? It takes time, and just, again, being kind to yourself in your process, in your journey, no matter where you are in your journey. You should always be kind to yourself.
And then
it's human. We're not perfect. We're not robots. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, we're not human, not at all. And that actually reminds me about men. A lot of men feel like they have to be tough. They have to be this non-breakable image, like nothing can bother me, nothing will hurt me. And people don't realize that being hurt and being affected by anything is part of life. And the more that you accept it, the more that you're able to actually control. But the more that you actually block it out, is the more that it's actually going to affect you in a negative way in your life. Did you hear me when I said that? I wasn't sure if you could hear me.
Yeah, I heard you good. And it's so true. And then also with another topic we have about boundaries, right? I feel like that can tie into that as well, as far as, say, if there's a role, and they want you to maybe show a little stuff or, portray it a certain way, and you don't feel like doing it. You don't have to just sit there and accept that if that's not okay with you. And that goes hand in hand with being confident in who you are, not feeling like you have to change for something, for whether it's, society's opinion of beauty, right? Or whether it's for a role. Like, you don't have to change. Be confident in yourself. There will be other things out there that you can do. There's something for everybody. There's a lane for everybody. And then there's other people out here who can relate too. You know what I mean? So it's like, is this my son? He probably is. So there's other people out there who can relate too. So this guy. Yo. See, that's that mom life. I'm going to lock the door. Go ahead. So it's like, you just have to be confident in yourself and know what you will and will not accept, whether that's for your body image and whether that's for a role just as well,
Yeah.
Right.
And then also, we're talking about, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So,
Mama moved and locked the door.
Talking about,
I said I had to do a mama move and lock the door. He's fine. Go ahead. Carry on.
Oh, okay. So a lot of times people don't understand, like when you get to a certain level of self-care, everything stems from it. So it's easier to say, no, I need a break. It's easier to say, no, I can't take this opportunity right now because I'm going through a lot or whatever. And when you really work on that, then that's okay for you. But also, when you get to a certain level, you realize self-care is also doing what you have to do to get to where you need to be. So if you're working on a particular career and things get difficult in life in some type of way, saying no to it sometimes isn't an option anymore. Instead of saying no, you say, okay, I need a second right now. Let me take this second, but you still get the job done instead of dropping the ball. And that comes from an act of self-care, because now you know that, yes, I know I needed a break, but now I know how to juggle. I know how to still get everything done.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes. And then even Will wrote, he made a good point. Will Strong, another character, he wrote, as an actor, come on with the comments. Here we go. As an actor at my age, going out for roles with the younger guys and the younger in shape guys could psychologically affect you. That's so true. As actors, that's the thing with auditioning. It's like seeing your competition in the room. You know what I mean? That's definitely a psychological thing. But to our point, that's why your self-care game has to be strong and on point and consistent. And self-care isn't just for your physical body, it's also for your mental. You know what I'm saying? So read books that empower your mind, that empower your self-esteem, that empower who you are. Meditate, pray, do all the things that you need to do to strengthen yourself, on all areas, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally. All of this goes along with it. And so, yeah, being an actor, we're often, you know, in the sight of our competition and who could get that role instead. And it is tough. It can certainly be tough psychologically, yeah. But you know what? For me, what I always say to myself after every audition, I say, what's for me is for me, and can't nobody take it away. And then I just leave it at that.
Yes.
Because you will drive yourself insane trying to figure out, why didn't they pick me? Or, you know what I'm saying? And it could be, oh, because I had braids in my hair that day. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted somebody with their braids just a little bit longer or a different color, or just like little things, you know, or the person that you would have been acting alongside, they didn't think that you were a good fit together. But the key word is they didn't. You know, it's still their opinion. It's still their vision for their project, you know? And so you have to understand that has nothing to do with you. You are fine. You are okay. That's their vision for their project, and you are still good. But you got to keep that in alignment with your mind and taking care of your mind and your body, your heart, your spirit, all of that. So all of the theys in the world can't affect you with their opinions or things like that, or casting and stuff like that. So you can keep it pushing and be good, you know?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Always trust that what is for you will not pass you by. And when you honestly and truly, not just saying it, but when you honestly and truly believe that, you will be so content with the opportunities that come, so comfortable with the opportunities that come with you, that you don't question them to the point where you miss that opportunity. You go into it already knowing that all I have to do is walk through this moment. I don't have to adjust anything. I just need to walk through this moment, and when I get there, it's going to be for me, and really trusting and honoring that. And sometimes we get in our own way with that. It's not about always having control of everything. It's about really just being sure and trust that your process is already built up for you. You just have to go through it. And one of the things that I'm realizing is that the reason why these things are so difficult is because we don't talk about them. Do you agree now?
Yeah, we don't talk about them enough. And I'm glad that, you know, we're talking about it now, and we're starting to talk about it more as a society and really have these conversations, because it's so important. That's why therapy is a thing, you know, to be able to talk to someone about your problems or your issues or your concerns or your worries. You know, you have to get it out sometimes and just have a second opinion, somebody that you can just share with. You know what I'm saying? Sharing and communicating is therapeutic in and of itself. You know, having a good circle of people that have your back, you know, especially as artists, as actors, or in any profession, having a good, solid group of people, or at least that one person that you can call and talk to when you're having a bad day or things are rough. That's also a part of self-care in a sense, because it's keeping you, I feel like it keeps you balanced, you know, especially if you're in your mind a lot and you're not sure. It's, you know, seek an opinion of somebody that you respect, admire, trust, you know, that you want to have advice or guidance from. You know, all of that helps to strengthen you, you know. So it's like self-care for the village at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you're good, then I'm going to be good to you. We're all going to be good, you know what I'm saying? So, right, find your tribe, you know. So it's like staying good for yourself, and then also you can help others in your tribe, and they got your back as well, and that keeps you good and going as well. Okay, Ari has another question. Which is the greater challenge, setting firm boundaries with family or non-family members? And how do you handle the pushback when those boundaries are not pleasant for others? Well, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, I'm trying to process it. So which is a greater challenge, setting firm boundaries with your family or non-members? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter if you're family or friends. You set boundaries because of you. You don't, it's not, oh, because you're family, you can walk all over me, or because you're a friend, you get a pass on how you speak to me. And I think that's where people like get confused at. Don't allow anybody to cross your boundaries. Don't do that, because all that was that,
Right.
period. Like, don't let anybody cross your boundaries. Once you set those boundaries, those are set in stone, and they apply to everybody out of love. It's not just saying, oh, I hate this, and no, I no longer want to be a part of it, or whatever. It's out of love. I'm not doing this because it no longer serves me. I'm not doing this because it makes me feel this way, and I don't want to feel that way. It's doing it because of you. Don't when you're asking yourself these questions, don't stem it from other people, because now we're worried about family, you know. And I've had that issue as well, stepping back from family and saying no to people, as like people like my mother, for example, saying no to my mother. And that's someone that's very close to us. I'm pretty sure mother, father, aunts, uncle, people who are very close. Be okay with setting boundaries with everyone. It is okay. What makes it easier is when it stems from love. It stems from love. You're doing it because not only do you love yourself, but you love everyone else around you enough to let them know how you need to be treated, how you need to be respected, and how to honor you, because you matter. And that sets an example not only for you, but for the people who comes after you, so we can break those cycles of disrespect. If I allow someone behind me to disrespect me, when I have children, or if I have friends and they see those things, people who look up to me, they're going to think that's okay too. Now it becomes normal.
Right to all of that. I completely agree. And then also, I think, Shakia, as well, when you're saying about how do you not feel guilt from that, it goes along with what Risha was just saying, that as long as these boundaries are set from a place of love, then you shouldn't feel guilty about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You should feel at peace with whatever. If people want to give you pushback, that's their issue that they're dealing with, and their selfishness, because they want a piece of you. They want your time, they want your energy, or they want to cross over the boundary, and they're being selfish by not hearing the boundary that you have placed, you know? And love is an action word, you know what I'm saying? So you also have to respect the people that you love and respect people that you care about. And people have to be taught sometimes how to treat you, how to respect you, how to care for you properly. And it just takes consistency. You know, maybe the first couple of times it might feel awkward. It might feel, you don't really want to do it. And maybe people might feel some type of way. But again, as long as you know you're doing it from a place of love, if you express to them this is from a place of love and that this is something that you need to do to honor yourself, and you hope that they can understand that, then just keep moving forward. But just being consistent with it, I think, will help with you not feeling guilty about things. Because after a while, people are going to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll learn. All right, I tried it once, I tried it twice, but I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to fly over here, because these boundaries are set, these boundaries are firm and are respected. Yeah, and then also believe in yourself too, like whatever.
But I hear like bits and pieces of what you were
saying. No!
But I can hear bits and pieces. But it's so weird. Like, it's like when I don't know, but I hope I'm not repeating anything that you say. But yes, family is sometimes the toughest part, because those are the people who's closest to us. But the reason why it's so tough, and I swear the reason why it's so tough is because you are making a step that your other family members or whoever you're talking to has not made. So if it becomes difficult for you, it's because they haven't experienced it. So when you come come in with the self-love or yoga or anything that's new to your generation, it throws them off. And it's difficult when you are the one who are the first one to step out, the first one to really figure out what a generational curse is, what it means to take care of yourself, what it means to say no, what it means not to work a 9-to-5 if that's not something you believe in. All of those things. Like, the reason why it's difficult is because you're bringing up new information that they're learning to process. And when people are afraid of new information, they automatically look at it in a negative light, and they say, no, that's not, no, why are you? They start judging you, looking at you different. And all you have to do is stay true into yourself, honor yourself, and know that you are very secure in the decisions that you make. And that's the reason why doing this, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if I cut out before, but this is not something we try in the beginning. Self-love is something that we realize it's important when we get in our 20s. And that's because as we grow up, it's not something that's like, oh, take care of yourself. Learn how to say no. No, it's work hard. Don't do this. Don't do that. Ignore this. If someone has to say something, bite your tongue. Don't speak your truth. Blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, no. When you get to a certain point, you actually question it like, man, I bit my tongue and now my heart hurts. My feelings are hurt. Why are my feelings hurt if I bit my tongue? Because this is something that isn't normalized in our community, in the Black community, in the world in general. No one understands how important self-love is. And a lot of people think that it steers from bubbles and bubble baths and all that. And that's part of it. That is part of it. That is lovely too, Neff. It's lovely. Like, it's a beautiful thing, but it adds on to it when you really get down to the core. We were talking about triggers. I have a lot of triggers. And sometimes I gotta stop myself and I'm like, you know what? I can't go back to those ways. I can't do that. I'm trying to figure out, why do I do this? You know what I mean? Man, you gotta do that work. Not just accept who you have built yourself on to be. Be okay with molding yourself into who you want to be.
Yes.
I ain't never took a bubble bath. That's it. Look, men need to take
You spoke a word.
Men need to take more bubble baths. I know too many men that don't take bubble baths. Y'all need to relax more.
You do need to take a bubble bath. Come on, you probably had a bubble bath when you was little, when you was a kid. You got to ask your mama.
Right.
Take one for yourself too.
When you were little, now you get too old, and it's like, oh, I'm too big for bubble baths, and that's too girly. No, you better take care of yourself. You better soak that body and take some me time. And Shakira said, especially the Black community, it's been taboo for so very long. I bring it up to so many people in my family. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's nice. And it's like, what? No.
Right. Yeah, you like everything you said, you just said a word. It was good. I'm like feel it in my spirit. But it's so true. It's so very true. And then, like you said, do the work. You know what I mean? Like, there's been so many memes about 2020 and us being home and different things like that. But you know what? If you have not taken the time to do the work now, when you have nothing but time and just you got to be in your house, in your room, just locked away with you, yourself, and you, right? Then it's like, I don't know what you've been doing. Now is the perfect time to actually go in and do the work on yourself and take care of yourself, see where you lack. And again, from a place of love, from a place of improvement. You should always be seeking improvement because nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And when you evaluate yourself and you do your self checks, it's not flaws or anything wrong. It's things to be improved upon. You know what I mean? Or even if it is kind of ugly because you have some ugly ways or whatever, figure out why. Where does that stem from?
Figure out why.
Don't use that. Right. It's not an excuse, right? Heal yourself so that you can then be better in this world, in this lifetime, in your experiences that you share with other people. Don't go around being miserable and then just ruin everybody else's lives that you come into contact with because you ain't deal with yourself and your attitude and your misery and your unhappiness and whatever else is the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure out why and then work on it. Don't just stay there at the why and then now that's your excuse. Oh, well, this happened to me and that happened to me and da-da-da-da, and so I'm going to stay this way. And sometimes it's a defense mechanism. And you have to realize, listen, I don't have to defend myself in that way all the time or with everyone. You know what I'm saying? It should be situational. You know, if somebody doesn't deserve a certain type of energy, right, spreading negativity. Don't spread the negativity because you haven't done the work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? How dare you? That's why we have all these problems in the world, because people aren't taking the time to work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, don't do that. Do the work. The work is hard. The work is always going to go. It's going to continue every single day. You might have to repeat a couple of lessons, and that is okay. That's the part. It's the process. It doesn't end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think that we actually master certain things.
It's an
We can
ongoing
always
process.
grow.
Right.
Exactly.
Neff, let's talk about men. You know, because
Let's talk about it.
men because
let's talk about it.
I know a lot of
Uh-huh.
men I know has this wall up where they just cannot be, you know, vulnerable. I know a lot of men that would say, "Oh, if I have a son, I'm going to treat my son like this because this is how my dad treated me." And whatever their father did, say for instance, "Oh, my dad made me do it all alone, so when I have a son, I'm going to make him do it all alone."
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Why? Did you like it when it was done to you? Did you? Do you feel like you grew because of it? You might have grown. Hello? You might have grown, but were you traumatized in the way that you grew?
Thank you.
You can grow in different ways. Improve
Being
upon
honest
it.
with yourself. Did this help me?
Hello? Do I have PTSD because of this? Like, it doesn't have to repeat. These generational curses are real. They do not have to be repeated. If you are aware of them, then it is up to you. It is your responsibility to do what you need to do so that it doesn't continue. Like, spare your child. Hello? Spare your child of that, of those.
What about men? Look, men have a lot of blockage. You know, some men are afraid to get their feet rubbed because it's too feminine. You know how good a foot rub feels?
Come on now. Change your life. Change your life. You know?
It's just small things like that. Being able to, there is a certain, like, I understand that men have a certain, I don't know what to call it, but they want to be men, and that's fair. That's okay.
That's that testosterone level.
Yes, and I respect that because there are certain things that, you know, I don't, you know, particularly agree with a guy doing that's probably too feminine, but there is a level to being vulnerable so that you are able to love freely, openly, and authentically, and not just pretending to be something that you probably are not. Welcome to the men bashing portion of the live.
You see the way they receive it? You see the way that they receive it? Listen, kings on this live, and to any king that watches this live on the replay, this is not in any way a bashing portion to men. But this is us queens right here saying that we want y'all to improve from a place of love. This is us queens saying that we recognize any hurts that y'all may have gone through in your upbringing, and before that, and your ancestry line, and us saying we see you, we hear you, we feel you, and we want you to grow in love. We want you to do better in love. We want you to strengthen in love. We want you to rise up in love and be your best selves. And certain things that might have hurt you that you might not have recognized, that we see as the women who love you, whether we're your friends, your lovers, or your homies, or whatever the case may be, but as women who look at you and see you, we notice certain things. And so therefore, we just want to build you up. We just want y'all to do better. And then therefore, if you do better, then the sons can do better. Then the future generations can do better. This world can become a much better place. We can't do it all by ourselves. This is not run by women. We're doing this for you, with you, for the betterment of us. You understand? We love you so much. We just want you to do better. Okay?
And then he said, at the end of the day, it's all about security. Some men are just insecure with their manhood, and those men are called boys. This is true. That's true, and that's not who we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
It's okay. Don't let down the tub. When that day comes, you let me know because I know it's going to come. You saying it now.
Exactly. You better try it. You better enjoy it, because at the end of the day, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with sitting there and soaking your body? Especially as men. Okay, you want to talk about it? You want to really sit here and do this? I know you work out all the time. You be posting your workout videos. Your body is sore. Sit your behind in the tub. Get some Epsom salt. That'll make you feel better. Okay? And relax your damn muscles. Okay? Have a bath. Take a bath. So it'll be good for you. If you need to play some Wu-Tang so you feel good about yourself while you're in the bath, do that so that it can balance out.
Self-care is sexy. Self-care is sexy. Any man
Self-care is not sexy.
You rub my feet or anything like that's sexy, because at least I know where I can come in at. Like, come on now. Where can I relieve that tension? Where can I help? You know?
They're getting back on me. What?
You know what?
Y'all better watch good. Stop it. Wichita, glad she ain't talking to you. You want to be called out, Antoine? What's going on here? You got something for us to call you out on?
Silly.
I know.
What
We
other
we digress.
what other what's that let me see. Did we went over boundaries,
Uh-huh.
self-esteem, compromise,
Oh,
relationships.
okay. Nice little
I
segue. We got
I
how
want
many minutes left? Do you see a clock? I don't have a clock in this room.
it's
You know what time it is?
7:46. Did you set it for an
Okay.
hour?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
cool, cool.
So me
Oh, now you're
personally,
going to head
I
out.
have
No, you got to stay for this. You stay and listen to
no,
this.
yeah, you
This
stay
will
for
be
this
good for
because
you.
this is some honesty right here. Me
Right.
personally, when I've been in previous relationships where I would treat the men that I was in relationships very harshly, and it's because I was lacking from my personal life,
Mm-hmm.
affection, attention, and all these things, and I would crave it from that person. And when they didn't give it to me, then I would look at them as the person who was supposed to give it. In reality, I had to learn that that was something. When I lack in that, that's something I had to give to myself. And so when you run
Right.
into a female or anyone who is constantly trying to drain you from something that they ask you, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Ask them first, do you do that for yourself? Do you take care? Do you give affection to yourself? Why do I have to fill in this blank? I think
Mm-hmm.
Jada Pickett and Will Smith, regardless of what's going on right now, I don't know
Right.
all the details and I don't want to get into that. None of my
Right.
business. But I
Right.
remember them speaking on when you're in a relationship, it's not up to the other person to complete you. You're supposed to already be completed, which is always an ongoing process. But when you're in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, for me personally, I crave a lot of affection, and it took me a while to realize that that's something that I need to do for myself first. And then I look forward to it for my significant other to have fun with that other half. But if that's something
Right.
I didn't work on personally, then now I'm
Right.
draining my king. And I can't do that
Right.
because now I'm missing out
Right.
on the people who actually care about me, you know?
Right.
And some women aren't honest enough to say things like that. But also
Mm-hmm.
men aren't honest enough to say, oh, I always need my woman around because maybe my mother wasn't around, or maybe I was abandoned by my mother or my grandmother, or whatever the case may be. But those
Right.
are the things that you have to become aware of. So when you in a relationship, it's not affecting you, and you're able to
Right.
really be honest with the other person about your traumas. I remember seeing a
Mm-hmm.
post. It said the first question, and I'm gonna pass it to you now. But the first question to ask on the first date: what are your traumas? And what are you doing actively to try to heal them so you won't project them onto me? That is
Amen.
a real question to ask somebody. You should always be
Yeah.
working on something. It's
Yeah.
always something within self that you are working on. Always.
Yeah.
And if that person say, I ain't got no traumas, ain't nothing hurt me, I'm healed.
Right.
I'm
I'm
past that.
fine.
Yeah, okay. You passed that, all
Right.
right. Why is bothering you so much to talk about it now?
Right. 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 Absolutely. And then even I had seen in the comments, was it Malachi both times? Yes, Malachi. He was like, some women make it hard for men to be vulnerable, and it's a trait. Thank you for the time check, Strickland. It's a trait that anybody may not be willing to give themselves. Yes, absolutely. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about doing the work. You got to do the work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you realize that you're in a couple of relationships that aren't going quite well, or ended up in different ways that you aren't happy with, then just turn the mirror to yourself. What can I do to improve? What can I do to be better? And and you're right. Some people aren't going to be the right people for you to open up to, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely okay too,
Yep.
because everybody ain't for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's
And
when you say no. That's
hello,
a perfect example when you're able to say no. If you did
exactly.
self-care and self-reflection constantly, you will know immediately when someone is pulling something from you that is not your job. It is not my
Exactly.
job to believe in you. It's no one's job to believe in you. Let's get that straight. So when you're in a
Right.
relationship and someone probably feels like, oh, you don't believe in me, or I want this, I want that, whatever the case may be, when you do a lot of self-reflection, you're able to literally see that moment and say, no, I'm not doing this, because you have something to work on.
Right, right. And especially because also when you're already full, then you won't be drained by it. You know what I mean? Or you can see it more clearly when you're already full. When you already give that support to yourself and different things, then you can clearly see what the other person is giving you or not giving you, and you can evaluate. Versus if you're coming from a place that's empty, then you're like, oh, pointing the fingers, and you're not giving this to me, and this, that, and the third, and getting it twisted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everybody ain't gonna be the one to roll with you when you find that relationship that allows you to be vulnerable and to open up and has a safe space. Hold on to it, cultivate it, treat it right, share, open up even more, invite your partner to open up back. Grow together. Absolutely. Grow together. That is the best thing about relationships or long-term relationships or longevity in relationships. You gotta grow together. We're constantly growing as individuals. So you have to grow together. You gotta have conversations with each other, check in with each other, you know, create the space for your relationship to have a safe space to share. You know what I'm saying? If the girl isn't giving it to you, then maybe you can lead by example. And if she's not following along, then hey, maybe it's the right one, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the right time, maybe it's not. But you got to honor yourself with how you're feeling. Is this relationship therefore hurting me? Have I expressed the things that I need in this relationship? And am I not getting it back? Okay. Do I express that? So I express that to my partner. They've heard me, right? So now, are they giving me the things that I've expressed? If the answer is no, then now you have a choice. Do you stay and do you keep being hurt? Or do you honor yourself and say, you know what, I love you, but right now this is hurting me. So I'm going to do this from this, keep working on myself. And if they want to come along with you, then they can do the work for themselves to come along with you. You know what I mean? But it's a conversation. And either way, it's okay. Whether you leave or whether you go. Whether you leave or whether you stay, right? It is okay. It's totally fine. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be any ill will.
Steven said, when you're full, should you even care? Yes, just because you're working on yourself doesn't mean that you have to block out other people. That just means that you don't have to confine in other people to fill in empty spaces that you didn't fill in your childhood or you didn't fill in your teenage life. That's all that means. That just means that when I'm single, I'm okay with being single. Yes, I'm looking forward to a relationship. Yes, I want to be in a relationship because being with another person is a beautiful thing. Being on this earth with other people is the purpose of it. It's a beautiful thing. That just means that when you do get in a relationship, you don't have to look at them as your mother. You don't have to look at them as your sister, and they have these responsibilities. They have to take care of you and all this other stuff. You experience life together. That is what being full means. Being able to confine in yourself and not look for it in other person that affects them in a negative way and puts them down, and now you're having relationship issues.
Or then that puts yourself down because you're not full and you didn't do the work to figure out, oh, this is a trigger and this is why I'm acting this way. This is why I'm lashing out. You know what I mean? It's about just, again, awareness. And it starts with yourself. Because you can't read nobody else's mind. So what you actually have control over is yourself. Have that self-awareness first and have that self-care, you know, for the places that you lack or need to improve on. Be kind to yourself. You'll be a better person for yourself and then therefore others in a relationship with your partner. This should be your partner, not your less than, not your whatever, you know what I'm saying? It should be a partnership and you guys should be partners in bettering yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You should want somebody that's going to push you and that you push them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, with the time checks. Thanks. We got 6 minutes. Hey.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Questions? Before I talk to myself. Malachi, look, I'm telling you right now, today is July 24th, 2020. You got 1 year to get in a relationship. He's talking about this is why I talk to myself. You so silly.
You are. Listen, there's too many people on this earth for you to not find somebody that you can rock out with. Like, I don't believe in that. There's too many people.
Are beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? You can Jones to somebody. There's somebody for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You just have to find the right person. And you know what? Talking to yourself isn't bad. Just don't talk back. Once you start responding and acting like you a whole other person responding, then, you know, save that for the set. Save that for being on set when you're a character. Don't sit here and talk to yourself talking back for no reason. Well, you know what? He said, can't nobody love me like me. You know what? You should love yourself that hard, but I also dare you to open up to the possibility that somebody can match that love. Okay? I'm sure somebody can match that love if you're open to it. You got to be open though. If you're not open, love isn't going to find you like that. You know, or jobs as artists aren't going to find you like that. You know, just bringing it back real quick before the time runs out. You know, you got to be in a good space with yourself, again, mentally, physically, emotionally, in a good space, and then working towards an even better space to open up blessings and receiving things in your life, whether it is a relationship, whether it is financial stability, whether it is that gig. You know, you got to be in that good space for yourself, and things will flow to you. You know what I mean? Girl, I don't know what I just said. I'll catch you say, but things will flow to you. Just, that's how it comes, you know, whether it's the law of attraction or whatever the case. But good energy, good vibes, all of that is real. Be a good person, and the world will see that. It'll come. It'll come. You just got to trust that. Just keep going. You know, so that's why self-care is so important. Self-love is so important. Making time for yourself is so important because you just have to. At the end of the day, if you don't look out for you, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
No, like it makes it difficult. If you don't look out for yourself, then it makes it difficult to literally pursue anything in life because you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for other people. Right. You're not understanding your purpose. You're not understanding what's driving you or anything like that. Before we get off, I just want to make sure we touched on everything: boundaries, self-esteem, compromise, commitment to self, self-reflection, triggers, priorities, and investing in self, self-care tips. Anything?
I think we said self-care tips, right?
Yeah, like part of it is just taking care of yourself. Find a hobby. I do yoga, for example. Yoga helps me so much. I apply yoga to my everyday life. Every time I move up a level in yoga, I feel like I moved up a level in life, in relationships, in career, in anything that I do. That's something I do personally. So always find something outside of your career to commit to always feel like, to always remind you that you are always elevating. You are always growing. If you are only doing one thing all the time, then you're only going to see a tunnel vision of everything. You're not going to see everything else. It's going to be tunnel vision.
Yep, I agree. And for me, a self-care tip would be just to, it starts in the mind, you know, with your intention with it. Know that you are worth your own time. Know that you are worth the work that you put into yourself. And love on yourself. Be kind to yourself in the areas where you feel like you're not quite there yet. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? We weren't born as full adults because we have to grow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be okay wherever you are and love yourself through the process in every way. We love you. I don't want this thing to cut out on us.
Right. But, we're going to close out. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you for coming into our Selfish Acts. Hopefully we'll see you again. Take care of yourself. Love each other. I feel like I got that from a TV show. I'm not sure. But self-love is the best love.
It is the best love. Take the time for yourselves, you guys. We appreciate you for watching. Come watch the replay. If you need to hear this again, maybe we'll expand on this later. And definitely don't forget to tune in next Friday for another awesome Char'Actors Unmasked at 7 p.m. right here on this channel, The Char'Actors. Check us out.
Yes. See you next Friday.
Yes, see you Friday, you guys. We love you all. Take care of yourselves. And I think that's it. Right?
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.